Hi everyone, welcome to Shabanji, my YouTube channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Lillian. Welcome aboard. And for those of you who have always been here, again, thank you. So on this channel, we talk about business, finance, and life in general. So these are the things that I am doing to create my dream life. And today's topic is around inspiration, motivation. So inspiration, motivation, these are words that I use interchangeably. They're each other's synonyms. And, you know, whatever inspires you is the same that could actually motivate you to do better. Now, there are two things that motivate me or keep me inspired to do the things that I'm doing. One is to help as many cancer patients or people who've been diagnosed with cancer as many as I could. I do that here in the UK and I do the same in Uganda as well, because that's where I'm from. Now, why I do that is because, quick story time. So in 2010, 2009, 2010, my beloved mother, bless her soul, she was diagnosed with cancer, bowel cancer, and obviously she had to go through all the treatment, surgery, chemotherapy, radiotherapy. But at the time of her having treatment at the Cancer Institute or the Cancer Daycare's unit in Uganda, we did meet quite a few people who had been there who were receiving their treatment. Now, it's a case of fast come, fast serve. That's how it operates. And also, if you have the ability to pay the doctors and the nurses, it means you bumped up the queue. So that's how the system works, unfortunately. Now, we met a lot of people who had been there, some of them been there for years, coming for treatment, and some days would not receive their treatment purely because they could not afford to pay the doctors or the nurses so they could have their treatment. So they'll be there for, let's say, 4:30 in the morning, and they'll be there the whole day and not receive their treatment. They had to go back home and come back the next day, and it could happen the next day. And if they were lucky, they would receive treatment on that day. Unfortunately, that's how the system works. So whilst I took my mother to have the treatment, um, we met some of the people who would be there and they would not have anything to eat for that day. So because they're spending all their money into transport to come and have the treatment at the cancer daycares, and they would not even receive the treatment. So what my mama used to do was, so she used to suggest that we take them a drink of tea, so or coffee. So what we could do, we could take a cup of we could take a whole flask of hot water for those who wanted coffee, and they could have one for those who wanted tea and sugar. Occasionally would take something for their food as well. Occasionally would take like fruits, you know, for them to be able to feed onto. Now, that's all she could do because she didn't have the money to pay for their treatment. She felt that she did her part. So that's where my inspiration came from. And I said, for as long as I live, I am going to be able to do something for people who've been diagnosed with cancer. It may be food, it may be transport to get them to home or to get them to the treatment places. I might not be able to pay for their treatment because it's quite expensive, but is to create that hope that something better is going to happen in their lives. At least they don't have to worry about the food when they come for their treatment. They don't have to worry about transport when they come for their treatment. It's so many people that have been diagnosed with cancer, and some of them, because of the fact they can't afford to come for the treatment, they just stay at home and they suffer in pain, and suffer some of the symptoms. Sometimes just managing their symptoms, such as nausea. So all they need is just some sort of anti-sickness to just keep them going. They might be able to have the treatment, but they're struggling with the nausea or hair falling off, so having wigs for the women. So it's sort of things that I want to be able to create for them. So that these are the things that I'm trying to do. So I say all this to say that sometimes we go through life, and the things that we've gone through life are the things that actually help us to be a better person. They help us to be, they motivate us, they inspire us to be better human beings. And point number two, that or another aspect that actually inspires me is living life on my own terms. You know, the greatest wealth is waking up every day and deciding what you want to do with your life without having anybody, without having that alarm going off to, for you to wake up to go to some job where you don't actually want to be, or to wake up and do something you actually hate doing. So it's waking up and deciding, you know what, today I just want to meditate and read as many books as I can, or watch as many documentaries as I want to watch, or wake up, do some exercise, do some meal prep, go visit my friends, or whatever you want to do. Is having that, to me, that is the biggest wealth. And that's the thing that I'm trying to do. So I am using money as a tool. Money is not the end goal. Money is a tool to help me get to that point. And as I'm doing that, I want to enjoy the process. So those are the two things that actually inspire me. I am sure that there are things that you've gone through life that have either, you know, knocked you down, like having that phone call at 6 o'clock in the morning from my dad telling me that my mum had passed away. I felt like there was no point living. To me, it was the biggest blow. I felt like my world had come to an end. I mean, I love my mum to bits, and to me, having that phone call coming from my dad, I mean, we knew it was going to happen. We knew she was coming to the end of her life, but somehow we were not prepared. When that phone call came through, it was very devastating. I was actually going to work that day, and obviously I had to ring and say I can't come in because my mama had passed away. And having, like I said, having that phone call was the biggest blow. It meant that everything had come to a standstill. Everything in my life had come to a standstill because we were working so hard so we could get my mum through that treatment. But to her, she had kind of like given up because once she went back, once she was having the symptoms again in 2012, well, I didn't tell you this. So she had all the treatment, everything went through as planned, and she went into remission. But obviously, 2012, 2011, the end of 2011, 2012, she wasn't having the symptoms again. And she was a bit reluctant to go back to have another checkup. Obviously, we persuaded her to go back. So she went, had another checkup. And at this point, the cancer had returned and it had metastasized. So basically, it had spread everywhere. And at that point, she said, I'm at a point in my life where I'm really satisfied with what I've done in my life. I'm so happy that I've been able to see all my children grow. Like I said, I'm the youngest. And to her, she felt that she had done everything that she had ever done in her life. And she was happy that she was at a stage in her life where she didn't have to worry about our school fees, what we're going to be eating for lunch or supper or the next day. She had come to a point in life where we're all grown. At that, I was 25 when she passed away in 2013, 4th of May, a day before her birthday. So we received the phone call, and then but prior to that, she had said, I'm not worried about anything. I am happy that you're all at a point in your life where you can fend for yourself. You can, you're able to know what you can do in life. I'm not worried about your school fees. I'm not worried about what you're going to be able to eat. You're adults now. I am happy for that. And with that, don't even worry about, because that year we had just gone for my sister's wedding in 2012. My elder sister had gotten married in 2012. So we came back in 2013 back to the UK. And that's when everything just went downhill. She just refused to eat. Basically, she was coming to the end of her life and she had just given up on life, basically. And but her being strong throughout all that time of having and receiving the treatment and everything, and seeing these people that were unable to actually be able to receive treatment, I made it a point in my life that I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to be able to donate to the cancer research, in Uganda as well. And one thing that I want to do is I want to build a hospital with the biggest cancer institute in Uganda and Africa at large, where people just come in and receive treatment at a subsidized fee. And the Ugandans will receive the treatment free of charge. I just need your support. I'll let you know further down the line the things that I'm doing, how you can be able to support this institute or this cause. So those are my two inspirations: to help as many cancer patients as I can, both here in the UK and in Uganda and Africa at large, and also to create the life that I want to, to create my dream life, basically, where I live life on my own terms. Those are two things that I want to be able to do. And those are two things that actually motivate me and inspire me to do the things that I am doing. Again, thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. As I always say, visualize your higher self, show up as them, and be the change that you want to see. Thank you again. Bye.